We must be able to understand where we are headed. People, for one reason or the other, fail to accept the reality. You want to be what? You want to be rich. You want to be recognized. And that prohibits you from telling the truth. That prohibits you from embracing your brother, telling him, let's work together. And you rather support somebody that has nothing to do with you, somebody that's your enemy, to come and kill your brother. You ate, you had the same breast milk, you shared it, you ate from the same bowl. Unless, as we know it, today's rule of family oneness has changed. I remember when we were growing up, um, the soup is put in one bowl, and we all dipped from there and ate. It has its own psychological bonding. And once we introduced the sharing, give Monica her own plate, give Obona his own plate, give it, we are saying in a different way, you cannot eat together. You cannot eat together. One thing I have to say, and one thing I have to make sure, which we are still doing, is the sharing. When there is a community gathering, we share. We dip hand in the same plate to take the cola nut. All put in one place, and we all get it from the same plate. And when it comes to meal, we do it in groups because we are grown-ups. This group right here, this is yours. And we quietly do justice to the food. That is bonding. But when you come from your home, you're in your home, the children cannot eat together. You are laying foundation for disaster, for hatred, inability to bond. Mine. No, it's not mine. No, it's mine. No, it's not. It's mine. No, it's not. It's mine. Hatred, anger, repulsiveness starts to grow. We are trying to live like whites. Even the poor ones shared. Yeah, I hear the stories of the whites in the 20s, 30s, before then, up till the 50s. Even in the 60s, they are still sharing. Then late 60s, things begin to change. But here in the rural areas, they are still sharing. How can we abandon our culture and adopt selfish behaviors that are very destructive to our survival, to our ways of oneness? Um, I'll continue with this topic tomorrow because it's deep. It's deep. I'll continue with it, and you see why we must come together. You must see reason why we must work together. Our leader has borne most of the hard work. Do we still wait for our leader? He has shown us the way. He has given us the tools to work with. Let's show that we can do it. If we cannot do it, we have no business saying onye do anyị kwụghị n'azụ. Onye zụ anyị kwụghị n'azụ. Every time we say it, we gotta prove it. We have to do that which is very, very obvious. It is our responsibility. Yeah. Uh, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, I can go further. Uh, when we put roadblocks, we say we want this, we want that. We have to remove the roadblocks. We have to remove them. Because you cannot stop yourself. You cannot impede your progress. You cannot impede on your quest to be free. Disturbance that comes when you don't focus, when you don't bond, when you don't tell yourself the truth. We don't see things the same way we are supposed to, because we are suffering the same fate. If we are, then I don't know why you cannot have the same agenda. I'm just putting this apart because I will tie it together tomorrow. You know where I'm coming from. But look at it as Biafrans. We look at things as people that are tormented. Yes, we are actually being tormented. They are not thinking about us as people that they want to exist. They are thinking about us in terms of doing away with our existence. And that's why I keep using the word eradicate. When you say you're eradicating roaches from your home, you know what you're talking about. You're doing it so that they will not in any way show signs that they ever existed in your rooms, in your homes. So is the same principle they have applied to Biafrans, eradicating of Biafrans, so that there is no trace of Biafrans in their own land. In diaspora, yes, you might be de existing, But when it comes to your land, which I told you yesterday, what and where are you from? What is your country of origin? Nigeria, no, you're not there because they drove you away. Biafra land, no, no, it does not exist. So you are um, officer without portfolio. You are a man without a country, but you claim to be a Nigerian. You fought to be a Nigerian. You sacrificed to be a Nigerian. The same people killing you. Let's join the media team, and they are here, and we will welcome them. They want to welcome.
Yeah, Mazi in there. Afternoon. And yeah. Oglegenda, Chicago, I can. Mazi will more prefer to appreciate you for what you're doing for your motherland. Chukwu must be your strength. Chukwu setting you, give you a good head and good life. And we are wishing you Biafra. Yeah, I remember Mazi okay for the of course, I hear from Omaka and all the province of Biafra land. Today is Tuesday, our Twitter Tuesday. You must do the info, continue to tweet from Ipob official website. And our leader, the man Martin Nnamdi Kanu, the members of the President, and you are not in this. We must not try to appreciate at all time and continue to pray for him, as well as our appreciating our Lord, Her Excellency and Keys. We appreciate all of you. And the head of the director remains Mazi Chike Doziem, who did wonderfully well, which is Lieutenant did wonderfully well. We appreciate all of them, men and women of all radicals all over the world. We are here again, once again, to educate you, to enlighten you those things you not know, those things you need to know, or those things you are getting confused of. We have to clear the air today, and we continue to encourage you to tune to your radio. Biafrans all over the world, continue to share this program. It's very, very important. And our medias are doing their own work. Let us continue to teach this topic. We bring out every week. It's very important to our motherland. Be a brother's keeper. Copy the program, share it widely so that your brothers and sisters will be enlightened and they watch each other's back because we are in that situation this time around. Now we have about 4 topics to treat here today. Meanwhile, the panels are, you know them always. Fearless is here, Mazi is here, Dikana is here, Ogene is here, Chick Hosni is here, and Nigeria coordinator is here, Mazi GCI Onyuku, and Prince Dikana, whom you know as the hot. The 4 topics we are going to take today are these. The number 1 topic is the need for the Biafrans, both at home and diaspora, to support ESN. You see what is happening in our land. We are soliciting, we are begging you, we are pleading for you to continue to do the needful to support ESN. These are people that are holding our land now. So those guys from Futajola would not penetrate Biafra land. And by grace of Chukwu, they cannot because they didn't do it 1970 to 1970. How much more now? The second topic we are going to take is Biafran should not allow any further distractions from any quarter. Keep exposing the Fulanis, Nigerian government and Igbo leaders and their atrocities. We must continue to expose them. And the third topic, Nigerian government and Britain are behind the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Finally, Igbo politicians are bribing the judiciary and DSS to continue keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in jail. In this regard, I have to hand over to our platform, to our beloved brother and comrades here, Nikanaya as in the hot. Please open this floor for us and pray for our leader, pray for Biafrans. God office in the fund. If you can hear me.
Yes, no, it's okay. I can hear you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and there were my brother. I hope baby and mother are doing fine. In an come on there. Go on.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, Good evening, wonderful people of Biafra, wherever you're watching me or listening to our voice from. This is Mazi Kim, and we have come to you once again today on this hallowed platform called Radio Biafra. Radio Biafra is a citadel of knowledge. Radio Biafra is a citadel of wisdom. Radio Biafra is a citadel of understanding. We come here, we divide the house of the enemy, the more we expose them. Therefore, as you are listening, I want you to continue to pray to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he have committed no crime and very soon he shall be with us. We continue to pray for all the men of Eastern Security Network. Those of you who are traditionalists, who pray in our traditional way, shall continue doing so. And those of you who pray as Christians should continue doing so, because at the end of the day, it is one God that we are praying to. And our common aim is to restore Biafra. And that is why we come to you every Tuesday to speak and to dissect a lot of things that is happening in our land. We will continue to speak. Some people say when Biafra, they will retire from serving Biafra. Me, my job will continue until I am no more on this planet Earth, as long as this movement and the restoration of Biafra and Biafra that is restored is concerned. Therefore, I want to thank our host, Mazi Alozie. May God bless you and all the principal officers across the globe. Our main leader is no other person. Our number one leader, our supreme leader is no other person but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and our HOD is Mazi Chikedoziem. I pray today that every one of you, those that I didn't mention their name and those that I mentioned their name, shall live to see the great nation of Biafra. And every man who have come against you people, may this nature come against them. Anybody who stand against the restoration of Biafra, may the water, the food, the air, the breath come against them, because our last hope as a people is just the restoration of our nation and nothing more. Therefore, I decree and declare that Chukwu shall continue to strengthen each and every one of you, and especially those of you that are living abroad, supporting this movement financially. Your pocket shall never run dry. Chukwu will continue to bless you people. In blessing you shall be blessed, in lifting you shall be uplifted. Everything you touch shall come to God, and this struggle shall continue to move to the right direction until we get our nation and beyond. Therefore, I pray and say that Chukwu shall bless the land of Biafra and bless the men of Eastern Security Network. All the coordinators, you shall be blessed. On a Market Day, after this is my declaration. Thank you so much for listening. And may Chukwu bless us. I remain as always a Chukwu. Today is Tuesday, and don't forget that this is our Twitter Tuesday. The first topic we want to talk about today.
Can line is disturbing or are you looking for the topic? Let me forward it to you. I think Predicament is out. I just returned the topic to him. Okay. I just returned the topic to the end. Okay, if you cannot hear someone Justin, you can open the floor. You can take on the platform, please, if you are positioned well. Much check Austin. Much check Austin, can you hear me? Mazi, can you speak now? To speak? Okay, predicament over your back. You're very to the over to you.
Yes, I'm back.
Predicament over.
Thank you. Like I was saying, when you want to cut a tree, before I was rudely interrupted by the poor network in the Zoological Republic, you go to the taproot of that tree. Once you cut that tree, from the root, the tree will dry. The reason why the tree will dry is because automatically the tree will stop, getting water from the soil. The tree will begin to diminish. It will begin to shrink because the source of life to that tree is cut off. And I hasten to remind each and every one of us that ESN is the root, Mborogu, the root of this movement. And the enemies wanted to put all of us, put fear in our hearts, to continue to rape our mother, rape our sisters, kidnap our fathers and our brothers. But because of the presence and the creation of ESN in our land, they were not able to achieve this. Therefore, the need for each and every one of us to support ESN is very, very, very pivotal. Whatever you are doing, you are a Biafran from all part of Biafra land. You must put it first in your heart that the support of Eastern Security Network should be priority to you. From this moment, if you have never supported this movement in any way, I think it is the right time for you to support Eastern Security Network. And I believe the leadership have worked out the best and the easier way, which will be communicated, not me, to the general public in terms of putting out our website. Anybody that is of Biafran that want to support ESN can contact and make their contribution without consulting or calling anybody on phone. Okay, I hope I'm in line with what I'm saying. Because with this, a lot of people will come up to contribute to this movement. A lot of people will come up to contribute because there are so many people who used to ask questions. How do ESN? So when you're listening to our voice here, we are still coming here. Once it is done and approved by our HOD, it will be announced, and we are coming here to broadcast it, and all the broadcasters will also do the same. So my brothers, it's not only supporting Eastern Security Network with cash. You can support them in terms of looking out where the enemies are gathering in our bushes, and there are a lot of numbers which we are going to announce once again. For those of you who have forgotten these numbers, you can call whenever you see the Fulani herdsmen gathering anywhere in Biafra land in our bush, trying to occupy those our bushes to destroy our crops and kill people. You call the customer inquiry line, not customer. So once you call the line, then you will be communicated to, and immediate action will be taken care of. So what I'm trying to say here is that we need to support ESN because that is the taproot, that is in Borogo. This movement. The moment the enemy fail to destroy ESN, they begin to attack the leadership. The moment they fail to destroy the leadership, they begin to attack our legal department. The moment they fail that, they begin to attack our finances. The moment they fail on our finances, they have resulted in going back to make sure that they destroy ESN, and they cannot do that. So my brothers and my sisters, we must stand up to support this movement in every way possible we can. Listen, everybody must not be a freedom fighter. There are people, that is why our brother's name, Mazi Okechukwosi, who says he answers a name, Ekeloro Eke, is a division of labor. You understand what I mean? So you should be able to support in one way or the other, because at the end of the day, you will say, thank God that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu set up the security outfit before the enemies apprehended him. He knew what was going to happen. That is why he made sure that security of our people is number one. According to the people that came to Biafra land this year, a lot of people have testified that the Biafra land has been very, very peaceful. That people came back en masse. As a matter of fact, that this December is that they just celebrated is more bubbling than the previous one. Why? It's because the men of Eastern Security Network are on the ground. You may not know them, you may not have seen them, but those enemies who have been doing a lot of evil are getting it hot from those men. And the Nigerian military, who have been, covering up and doing a lot of things for them, they can no longer hide themselves by submitting to the, to the rules of the land. That is why the war was peaceful. Thank you. The second topic here says Biafrans should.
Please, I forwarded the number to you. Call the IPOB/ESN inquiry line, investigation line, and the IPOB inquiry line before you move to number 2. This is your call. I call it for you. Yeah? Thank you.
Okay, beautiful. If those of you who would like to call, public, or to give to the people who are in charge of our land, who are like the police in our land, policing and checkmating the excesses of Fulani herdsmen. The numbers to call is +45 91 49 8677. Yeah. This is contact where you can contact ESN Investigation Crime Unit +45 91 49 8677. That is the second time I call the number. Then those of you that want to send some of your this is IPOB HOD inquiry line. If you want to contact the leadership, you want to speak directly to the leadership, you have any complaint or anything to bring to them, the number to call is +61 43 42 94 745. I repeat, +61 43 +61 43 42 94 745. Then there is another number again. You can write these numbers. You can send message to these numbers, not to call, but the one that you can contact directly, both on WhatsApp and on Signal to ESN was the first one I mentioned, which ended with 77. But now the last one I want to call is +41 77 906 9681. I repeat again, +41 77 906 9681. This number is on Signal. This last number I called is on Signal. The first one I called, which is +45 91 49 8677, is on WhatsApp and on Signal as well. Thank you very much. Those are the announcements that is very important, so we must continue to support them. So the number 2 says Biafra should not allow any further destruction from any quarter. Keep exposing the Fulani, Nigeria government, and the Igbo leaders and the atrocity. Of course, as a matter of fact, we have started, movement from the scratch when people were not believing in it, until it got to a stage where people started believing in it, and they believed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they see what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them that was going to happen, and all those things have happened. So you don't need anybody to preach to you to know the truth in this struggle or the lies. So anyone who is coming to lie, in other words, trying to deceive you or to make you believe what is not believable, if you listen and believe to the person and believe the person, that is left for you, because we always come to educate you, to interact, and to enlighten people. Now, there are a lot of enemies who have been trying in one way or the other to infiltrate what we are doing, to cause problem among us. Thank God that we have defeated all of them. That is why you see them, their noise have gone into oblivion. They don't make noise anymore. They don't talk anyhow anymore, because we, the indigenous people of Biafra, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, are always here to attack any evil they bring, to dismantle any lies they bring to us. So do not believe in any of their destruction or listen to any of their destruction. Be focused. The only people that are fighting genuinely for the restoration of this nation called Biafra is indigenous people of Biafra, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as supreme leader, and Mazi Chike Doziem as HOD. Therefore, if you want to listen to the truth, go to Radio Biafra, go to the platform of the social media of the social commentators, which are media warriors, and listen. Any information that you get there, know you that it is an information that comes from the top, then we'll bring it to the grassroots, and everybody will, get the right information. We will not give room to those people who have been doing all manner of rubbish, trying to do things that they are not supposed to do in our land. So if you see anything that is not good, remember to call the line I dropped for you before. But Nigeria government and the enemies, when I say the enemy, the distractors, they have managed so many years to distract some of you, to confuse some of you. This year, it is time for you to stand up to say, I will not be distracted anymore. I will not be confused anymore. I will stand to face the reality by supporting and standing with this movement, with these people who are fighting this movement genuinely, which is indigenous people of Biafra, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Radio Biafra is the only place where you come and you get the right information, the voice of the voiceless, the megaphone which the indigenous people of Biafra are using to communicate to the rest of the world. That is where you should come always to get the right information. So Fulani cannot continue confusing us. Nigeria government cannot continue to confuse us. Even Igbo leaders who have been paying a lot of people, trying to make them, try to confuse them, make them to believe in their shenanigans, while the problem we are having is contributed by them. Because the problem we are having today, when you take it back, you will see that they are the people that came together with the Eastern governors and tagged IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra, a terrorist, by saying that they proscribed them. And they don't know that they proscribed themselves. They don't know that they proscribed their own children. They don't know they prescribed everybody who is from the old Eastern region. Prescription of IPOB is the biggest gun that the Igbo politicians and Igbo have shot on themselves. Today they are crying foul because it is difficult for them to undo that which they have done. Despite the fact that the international community do not acknowledge this movement, the people they call terrorists as terrorists, because they are not. They are only freedom fighters. So what I'm trying to say is this: do not be confused, and do not give any listening ear to any distraction. When any Igbo person, Igbo leader come and say, I'm speaking on behalf of Ndibo, they ask him, which of the Ndibo are you talking about? The Ndibo that you people proscribed, or the Ndibo that you people call criminals? Are they the ones you are speaking on their behalf? Look at the king that spoke in support of Ndibo and made mention of security outfits that we are talking about today in Lagos. They sent him to the jail. Why did they send him to jail? And why haven't Ohanes Ndibo, if they have power, why haven't they go far by bringing that man out? They could not bring the man out because they are powerless. So the only people who are truly fighting for all of you, making sure that your land is protected, is IPOB led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can twist it, you can put it to anywhere, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Thank you. And I'm going to the third topic, which says the Nigerian government and Britain are behind the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, I totally believe that they are behind the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The truth is that the battle which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting is bigger than what you people can imagine. The truth is that the battle that IPOB are fighting is bigger than what you people can imagine. That is why sometimes when we talk about emotion, when we talk about our freedom, some people will say, let us do away with our emotion. Let us not attach our emotion to our freedom fighting. Yes, it is easier to say that we should do away with our emotion, but it is not easier to handle that emotion in reality. Because when you love somebody, you have to be emotionally attached to the love you have to that person, because of the love you have for that person. When you are genuinely fighting for something, if you don't have much strength and emotion attached to that which you are struggling to have, then you will not get it. So I want to urge our people, some of our brothers and our sisters who are emotionally attached to this movement, at least don't forget that they are human beings, and our thinking capacity are not the same. There are people that have high IQ and there are people that have low IQ. There are people that when they hear something, they they don't analyze it before they begin to act. Why there are people, when they listen to you, they will listen to you again and listen to you again, they begin to act. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is this. We know that Britain and Nigeria are the ones holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in captive. But the battle that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting is not the battle that belongs to him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is there because of you and I. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu do not want to come out the way Asare Dokubo came out after cutting deal. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not want to come out the way Wazirike came out after cutting deal. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not want to have the kind of negotiation that Nelson Mandela had in South Africa. I keep saying this always. The reason why South Africa are fighting for economic restoration or economic battle in their nation is because Mandela signed to have only the power. Only the leadership line of what he was fighting for, not the economy. They told him, leave the economy for us. And Mandela signed. And Mandela came out. And today Mandela is gone. And the people are fighting. The EFF today are fighting for economic restoration to their nation. They are not in charge of their economy. These are the things that people should put together. These are the things that people should do plus and minus before they speak to some of our people who are emotionally attached to this movement. You explain to them, you break it down to them. And our people, those who are listening now, you take it to other people that are not listening. Listen, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can come out if he wants this night or tomorrow morning. But he doesn't want that kind of coming out. He wants to come out in genuine way, whereby the reason why he was kidnapped and tortured and taken to where he is today is fulfilled. You said that I did something wrong. Then you came and kidnapped me and took me to your court, and their court say I haven't done anything wrong, that I should be freed. Automatically, that which you say that I did wrong, that you arrested me for, which your court say I did not do anything wrong, should be given to me. And that is the reason why they have not freed Mazi. I have to explain this the more so that some people will understand. IPOB have won this case. They won Nigeria in the High Court, won them in the Appeal Court, even in the Supreme Court pronounced that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the way they arrested him was wrong, and said that the way he was the bail was cancelled was wrong, and all what have you. That is to say that Mazi have been right all this while. And those of you who think that Mazi coming out is just like coming out of Wazirike, if you want to come out, just come out, you'll be happy because you're emotional, you are so much emotional attached with him and the love you have for him. Don't let him just come out. No, he is not just going to come out as just coming out. He is coming out with something, and that is the bone of contention here. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tells you in the court that he wants peace to remain in our land, so that at the end of the day, that you are the reason why he's here. He said, I am going to continue to be here. He said, I'm going to continue to be here until freedom is achieved. Some of you have forgotten this line which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dropped in the court. In fact, since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, that line that he dropped mean 1 million things. So maybe 10,000 people can explain it in so many ways. But there's one common sense that it made. That common sense is that I am going to continue to be here until that which I am fighting for is given to me. Let me break it down in a layman language that you may understand. So British doesn't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out. Not because they don't want him to be a free man, no, because they know that his coming out is attached with something, and is attached with bigger thing, which is the restoration of our nation. So what they're doing now is trying to negotiate. What they're doing now is trying to run around to plan among themselves to see what they can do to change the yes which the court says to his freedom to become no, or to see if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be deterred, or if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to fade away or feel weak, if they can break him spiritually, physically, and otherwise, if they can break him psychologically and made him to begin to agree with their terms. So they are the one holding him. And Mazi says, he told us in their court, he says, I am going to be here. I will remain to be here until freedom is, oh my goodness me, I feel like shouting it all over again that people who are listening may make sense out of that topic, out of that particular statement of Mazi. And I urge Mazi Alozie, if it is going to be good, I ask and I beg that that particular clip of Mazi should be playing all over again on Radio Biafra. on daily basis. Let us use it as a jingle that people, it should begin to sink into the heart of people, because the way you can destroy a strong people is by, dealing with them emotionally and psychologically. Once you finish them emotionally and psychologically, once they are down emotionally and psychologically, you have defeated them. But if you cannot defeat their ideology by, making sure that they that you are talking to or you want to break are more stronger in the way of their reasoning and the way of their action, directly and indirectly, no matter anything that you bring to them, you will not win. Look at the struggle. Some people are already saying, the struggle is getting cold. We don't understand what is happening again. There's nothing happening on the ground. This and that. Shut up. I communicate with you on Asidehot Biafra television, on Presenting on daily basis through my write-up, letting a lot of you to know that you people that are fighting, 95% of people that are fighting does not know the kind of devil they are fighting. You people just thought that it's all about Mazi Nnamdi coming out. He will just come out and I'll be walking. I will continue to be shouting Biafra, Biafra. No, he want to come out with something. And he promised you, like 5 years, 6 years ago, he said of me, instead of Biafra not to be restored, two things should happen. And those two things that will happen, those two things that will happen. The one which we are standing on is that the flag of Biafra will be raised above this sky and say, this is the nation of Biafra. He cannot be lowered in 6 feet. He cannot. We know who he is and we know what he stands for. So the Nigerian government and Britain that are holding him are trying to weaken him. They are trying to break him. They are trying to cut all the branches that he's having support from, to make him, maybe when by the time they give him information, say, do you know that Ipob is not longer there? Do you know that you now have a fraction? Do you know that Radio Biafra is no longer talking? Do you know that all those people who are shouting is no longer there? But if Mazi listen and he see that yes, the Ipob is still waxing stronger, that DOS is still doing the great job they are doing, that even our media department is becoming more stronger, that even the people of Biafra, the Eastern Security Network Men Command are still intact and doing something great. Mazi is ready to spend 1 billion years with them until what he asking for is given to him. These are the things that our people should be thinking about. Not all about Mazi should come out. Hey, if Mazi did not come out, this and that. No, he will come out, but coming out with something, not just coming out as ordinary person. Because the man they are holding is the man that have become Odudu and perched on their scrotum. Mazi Nnamdi is like Odudu who perched on the scrotum of Nigeria government. So they cannot either leave the Odudu or just to kill the Odudu by force. If you want to kill the by force, and once you break your Bampulife, you're gone. So what we need to do now is to be strong, to be supportive, to be emotionally standing strong, to be psychologically standing strong with this leadership and to support them in every way possible which we can. Therefore, we know that no matter how long they hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, at the end of the day, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra will triumph, because we have been winning and we shall continue to win. And after Biafra is restored, it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu whom the world will know that this is the man that led us to this victory. But without you, without me, without all the people that are supporting him from all departments that made up of this great movement, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may not be able to achieve it. So we need your support. Mazi needs your support now. He needs everything that is needed to make him stronger wherever he is now. These are the things that we should look towards, and to make them, those who think that Mazi Nnamdi is going to give up, to go back and go and have backseat and think that all the nations that the British put together, they have all changed their name, and so many of them have divided again. Only this contraption that they forcefully put together because they are milking our oil. Look at what is happening in Imo State. They are piping oil down on the ground from Imo State to Bayelsa, and when they talk, they tell you this is Bayelsa oil, this is Ijo oil, not knowing that it's oil that is coming out from the first place where NNPC had their first headquarters in Nigeria. It is in Imo State. Go and check the history, and you correct yourself. They will come with the history, tell you that the first oil was discovered in Olibiri, blah, 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 blah. It's not true. It was discovered in Imo State. That is why they have their headquarters in Imo State. That is the things that our people should understand. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just there because the Supreme Court did not want him out. No, it's because he refused to cut deal. He have refused to jettison the movement. He have refused to come out without a flag. Those are the things that should be ringing bell in the heart of all of you, and we shall continue to educate you and to update you on things that is happening. So do not be confused by the enemies. Do not be confused by those who come together thinking that they can infiltrate us and destroy the fabrics of this movement. We are stronger together, but division, we may not make it. But once we come together and support this great movement and the leadership, we will make it greater. So let me go to the last topic, but not the least, which says Igbo politicians are bribing the judiciary and DSS to continue keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in jail without being told. People who look at themselves, look at their wives, look at their children, look at their children's children, and tag them terrorists. What else do you think they cannot do? Like somebody that wake up in the morning, call himself a governor. Look, you know that you are a governor and the people voted for you. And you stand up to say that the people that voted for you are proscribed from asking for their fundamental human rights, which self-determination is enshrined in the constitution of the country they voted you to govern. In the constitution of United Nations, in the constitution of African Union, in the constitution of even European Union, the right for self-determination is there. I wonder why some of you are not understanding what is happening. Please, my brothers and my sisters, you are listening to the voice of our voice on this platform, Radio Biafra. Know you 100% that the problem we have today, the problem we are facing today, is caused by these same Igbo politicians, the governors and the Ohanes and Igbo, because they tag us terrorists. And that is why the enemies are going from community to community, burning houses, kidnapping people, and killing innocent people. Because they have already called you a criminal, they have already sentenced you to death. That is why when your enemy come to kill you, they will not stand up to ask questions. Therefore, I know that at the end of the day, with their bribing to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the DSS so that they will continue their atrocity, they will continue making you dry, they will continue giving you a peanut out of the billions that they are stealing from the oil that belongs to you, like those of Emekofo and Ozuburu, those from what they call him Ato Ezenubu, who was sharing money. You are sharing money to people, and they'll be clapping for you that you are a philanthropist. You are a good person, not knowing that what you are giving to them is a peanut compared to what you are getting that belongs to all of us. My brothers and my sisters, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an enigma. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a colossus. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a savior to our people. That savior that will come, that Nostradamus talk about, is the man that is in the hand of the enemy, and we shall continue to support and stand with him. I remain your brother Mazi Opaleze Chukwubi Kemmo Opaleze Agu Biafran Kembo na Biafra. Bikono asmonya for that agafu yechi nti odikwa kemesiane. Thank you.
It's in the heart. One, thank you for coming. You have done wonderfully well. Thank you, my beloved. And let me move to Mazi Hagi. Mazi Hagi, can you unmute yourself, please? Mazi
Okay, Mazi, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Okay. My name is Elochukwu Ohage. Elochukwu Ohage is a teacher, an activist, and also a philosopher. So today I'm going to start with the first topic, which says the need for Biafrans, both home and in diaspora, to support ESN. I want to use this from this topic. I want our people to understand that in Nigeria today, the first news that always break out is that either Fulani has kidnapped somebody in here, or they have attacked these villages, or there are. So all these things has been happening, but all this is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talked about that Fulani will kill us, Fulani will come to attack us. And thank God that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established ESN, and ESN has been defending our people. For all these years, every Biafran will bear us witness that this Christmas, everywhere we were calm, people, we did not hear this and that. We did not hear the Fulani herdsmen attack this place or that place. All thanks to ESN. And ESN is the best thing that has happened to our people. Because many times we normally hear that this place in Enugu place was attacked. We remember the Ozo One attack. We remember the attack in Ihal. We remember the kidnapping in Imo State. All those things. Fulani herdsmen have been at the helm of affairs doing all these things. We know how they brought in a lot of Fulani during COVID-19 lockdown. All these things they did in order to destabilize our people, in order to hinder agricultural production in our land. So this is a call for every Biafran, every Igbo man to continue to support ESN. You support it, and there are many ways to support. How you can connect with IPOB, inquire how you're going to support ESN, and you continue to support because they are the last defense line of this from our people. So let me go to the second topic, which says Biafrans should not allow any further distraction from any quarter. Keep exposing the Fulani Nigerian government and the Igbo leaders and their atrocities. So this topic is very, very important for us because there has been distraction. Thank God in this 2024, Biafrans have stopped listening to it brought in a lot of distraction for us. They try to infiltrate us. They use some people to infiltrate us, use them to distract us a lot, and use them to kind of bring as if that we are kind of battling within ourselves. They use them to distract us. But in this 2024, we have defeated them, and we are talking about them now only as history. Because if you look at what is left us, there are people that were supporting us, all of a sudden they left. But all these people left, they weren't a problem. They didn't start any problem. But recently, all this is started because the Nigerian government spent a lot of money. You don't know how much Nigerian government is spending in order to quench what is happening. You don't know how much they are using. There are some of our people that we are writing against the injustice against our people. Tell me how many of these young boys, young youths that are still writing about what is happening to them. They were paid off. Most of them there are people in our land being contracted by the politicians. What is their job? They don't want to present themselves as the ones bribing you. Nigeria will not bribe you directly. There are many individuals in our land under the pay of the Nigerian government giving their money. Remember the the exposition by one of our comrades. If I remember the name, I will mention it. But he said that millions, they gave him millions. Yeah, Sampe Master. They gave him millions in order for him to stop singing, to stop singing for Biafra and stop doing a lot. So we must understand. We must understand that our goal is the restoration of Biafra. We must understand that we supposed to continue exposing the Fulani government. We're supposed to continue to expose the Igbo leaders because a lot of Igbo leaders have been.
This your line is disturbing us. Your line is disturbing us. Please, please, come mute. agenda to go on.
There are a lot of Igbo leaders that are behind what is going on. What is going on? So we must be mindful of all these things. And let our media warriors, we have to continue to know that our enemies are the Nigerian government. We have to expose them. They are doing a lot of things that needs to be exposed. The world needs to know what they are doing with Fulani herdsmen, how they are clearing a lot of communities using Fulani herdsmen. All the money they are taking away from people. We need to focus our media on all these things. We need to focus on their atrocities because they are doing a lot of things. They use this distraction on us because they don't want the world to know about all this. They wanted to keep up big. But we are saying today that we have defeated them and we will continue to expose them. Let me go to the third topic, which says the Nigerian government and Britain are behind the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me start this topic this way. We remember when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya and the extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. That was after they tortured him mercilessly. They renditioned him to Nigeria. We remember what happened in those days. We remembered how the criminals recruited by the government started accusing the leadership of Ipob. They tried to accuse a lot of people because they want to put confusion in you. They want to make you to start instead of facing the criminals. The criminals that rendition Mazi Nnamdi can kidnap him and torture him are Nigerian government and Britain are behind them. So you see, it is very easy. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left Britain, and Britain have his itinerary. They have how he left and where he's going to, because he's carrying British passport and he left through British airport. They have a lot of resources. If they want to trace him to wherever he's going, they have the resources. If they want to do it for the Nigerian government, they have the resources. And they have been doing all this. This is not the first time they are doing it. They have the intelligence to do all this. So our people should not have started asking who betrayed and who did not betray. But the enemy wanted you to talk about it because the enemy wanted to deviate your attention to the main thing, which is that the Nigerian government is behind all these things. Britain is, because you see, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen. A British citizen is supposed to have first-hand representation in Nigeria, but they are not doing this because they know that they are holding you down. They know the gain they are getting in Nigeria, and they will continue to gain in Nigeria. And they know that Biafra is going to stand against whatever they plan to do in our land. So that's why they are doing all these things. But we are not going to allow them. We are not going to allow them. That's why we must continue to push. We must continue to expose and do the necessary in the media. Wherever you find yourself, keep pushing because we are going to win them. Okay, let me go down to the fourth topic, the last topic, which says Igbo politicians are bribing the judiciary, the DSS, to continue keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in jail. You know, before, when we talk about what money bags in Igbo land are doing, because you see, these money bags, they are gaining a lot. Just like Mazi Darlington said, you know, these people are gaining a lot in Igbo land. And what's supposed to be for all of us, they are gaining. And why they are gaining, they are using it in order to make sure we continue to be their slave, we continue to be their servants. We're supposed to be living like kings in our land. We are supposed to see a lot of infrastructural development. We are a people blessed by God in many ways. We have a lot of natural resources. We have human resources. We have intellectuals. But every day, people are traveling abroad. Every day, people that are supposed to work in many places are traveling abroad. Because because our politicians continue to fail us, because our leaders continue to fail us. Then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu goes up. Do you know why they are against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because they see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as trying to wake the people up. In the ancient time, during the time of Socrates, I want to use this thing as a literal analogy. During the time of Socrates, Socrates started teaching the youth. Socrates started opening their eyes. Socrates started teaching them what they don't know, morality and everything. And the leaders of those times saw this thing as kind of a counter to them. Saw it as a detriment to them, because with time the youth are going to rise up. Because when you are ignorant, you are not going to question anything. So when they saw this thing, they tried Socrates, find him guilty, because they wanted to kill him. But they later succeeded because Socrates even wanted to become a martyr. So this is exactly what they are doing. They saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as waking the youth up. And when the youth wakes up, they are going to dethrone the criminals that have been killing our people, criminals that are taken away from us. So this is the same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as someone trying to open your eye. Tell me all these politicians. Tell me anyone that have gone to prison just because they want to stand for you. Tell me anyone that have jeopardized his position to stand for you. Tell me how many of them that have say something about the demolition of Igbo properties, Igbo businesses in Lagos. None of them want to pay for anything. None of them want to stand for you. Only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been standing for you. Now, what they do is to go around bribing a lot of people. They are bribing the judges. They are bribing politicians. They are bribing the government because they see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as threat. I want you as an Igbo man listening to me to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as your hero, to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as somebody that has stood for you, paid for you, and is still paying for you. So that is the reason why we must understand that the politicians of today that are against our struggle, that are against our freedom, are enemies enemies for me and for you. We are going to see them as enemies and let them know that anything that happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I'm angry. I'm saying it because this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So they should understand that all the money they are paying in order to bribe people to keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are just paying for the uprising that is to come. They are just paying for what will happen to them in days to come. Because when it starts, what I'm seeing, when it starts, not even the politicians, their children, everybody will be on their own. That is why they have to do the needful. Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Ask those you are bribing that you are enough is enough. Let them release this man so that he can go and continue what God has assigned to him. I want to use this opportunity to remind the Biafrans that today is still our Twitter Tuesday. If you're not tweeted, keep tweeting. Don't say that people are not reading you. Don't say that people are not reading you, because whenever you retweet, you repost, you share on Facebook, somebody is reading you. One person is reading you. That's why you must continue to push. We must continue to push in the media, offline, and anywhere we find ourselves. Thank you, Mazi, for giving me this opportunity today to also educate our people in one way or the other, so that this gospel of freedom will continue. Thank you.
Mazi, thank you for coming. Thank you. We'll continue to educate our people. It's our duty to educate them in their own to hear. We are hearing from us from Radio Biafra USA 1, anchored by Mazi Alizie. You can get us in BTV Europe, and you can get us in other platforms, Biafra Digest, and in FM in Biafra land all over the world. And community radio is on, simple radio is on. Let me go to Mazi Chika Austin. My Chika, if you are doing now, mute yourself, please. Mazi Chika Austin. Okay, we are not there. We'll go to Mazi GCI Onyuku. Mazi GCI Onyuku, please unmute yourself. Nigeria coordinator. Mazi, are you hearing me? Awesome, chick. Any of you hearing me?
Mazi,
there.
I was trying to get to a vintage location. Good afternoon, listeners, great Biafrans, lovers of freedom. These things we're discussing, there's nothing here, there's no topic here that is new. We're still emphasizing on the same thing we'll be saying. Mazi Ekaroroke, thank you for this topic, for repeating this issue of supporting the ESN, which is the first topic here. That the need for us to support ESN. Many people are not supporting, they're just talking. Fine, good and fine. Some people commended what happened in last Christmas, that our people went home in the large numbers. Just mere seeing the ESN third anniversary display, people, it rebuilt the confidence. And they now saw that, yes, these people are still on course. And they went home. The whole Biafra land was bubbling. So they need serious support. They need serious support. It's not everything we saw on air. Those crowd they saw is not all that there be. ESN is more than that. They only show them a fraction, a fragment of what goes on. So it is the same body, the DOS, that maintain these people. And it costs a fortune to do that. So every Biafran, whether you're an Ipob member or not, should support ESN. It's a clearing call to those in the zoo. If you have not contributed in your diplomatic fundraising, please do. It's very, very important. It's not, like I've said before, it's not a thing of give what you have. Tax yourself. Those people that are spending millions to some food oceans in Lagos to build, this is time now to do something for your own good, for your own freedom. We should do something. We should inconvenience ourselves to do something. That's what they call this about. Those are broad. Please, everybody. It's very important. VOS cannot do this without our support. They spend a lot of money on daily basis to keep this struggle running. So everybody must recognize that and do the needful. So support ESM in any way you can. Support the diplomatic fundraising. DOS have not changed their stand. The last statement, the last broadcast by DHOD and all the current press release from Emma Powerful, all of that put together still anchored on the former positions that the leadership have made. So everybody get ready. Get ready. The signs are getting clearer. Anybody that is not aware that Biafra is coming should know now that Biafra is a reality more than ever. The zoo will soon upload. I don't know why Britain is waiting to see people die. I don't know why. Because a particular tribe can be killing from left, right, and center. You expect everybody to fold their hands and die. It's not possible. So every Biafran get ready. If you have not made plan to go home, start going home. That's the most important message. Go and prepare, because in a short while, the only safest place in the zoo will be Biafra land, as it will allow December. So, number two, Biafra should not allow any further distractions from any quarter. Keep exposing the Fulani and the Nigerian government and Igbo leaders and all the atrocities. Anything we can to expose them. If you don't know how to tweet, start retweeting. It's very important. Let's keep exposing them. Long time ago, nobody was talking about these things on the Mazi. That is why every day we keep appreciating that man for opening our eyes. There are many things before we didn't take seriously, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has created a consciousness. There were many topics we don't discuss in the past. Now we do, and everybody is listening, everybody is giving attention to it. We must continue bombarding them, and it's not in vain. Don't let anybody discourage you. Nothing will stop Biafra from coming. Nothing. Nobody, no power, no institution. Nobody can stop Biafra from coming. Not even Britain. No country can do that. So everybody keep doing what you're doing. We're closer to where we're going, more than anybody can imagine. They keep exposing them. Nigerian government can play any game they like to play. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out. They know that. They know that nothing. Mosquito must not bite him. They know the implication. They know how many millions of people are ready to die for him. So that's not a topic of discussion. The issue is that by continue delaying him, they think they're doing us, they're hurting us. They're not. These people are doing not one very positive thing that people are not seeing. The more they are delaying the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the more people are supporting us. There were a lot of people that don't like to hear about this Biafra agitation or freedom. Many people before now don't like to hear about it. But as we speak now, as we go around, many people are coming to support us. People that used to criticize us in the past are now telling us, yes, now we understand what you people are saying. In fact, with what happened in December with the third anniversary of ESN, they now understand that truly Eba and his boys are criminal, nothing but criminals. Anybody that joins them are assigned to die cheap death. So they now understand the difference between gray and green. Before now, many people don't know the difference between gray and ash. Many things are beginning to, separate the chaff from the wheat. So our people should keep exposing them. Anyhow it gets, in any way you can, keep marching. We are going home, we are closer home. I can feel it physically. If you look at the things going on, you will know that there's nothing else. The next thing we'll have is Biafra, no matter how they want it. And the zoo can't stay for too long, no matter how much they try. All the, what is his name? Benjamin Kanu, all the nonsense they're doing, he's the one now doing all the dirty job for the zoo, trying to calm everywhere down. Those nonsense can't work. For how long? You should go and ask questions. All those that have done that before him, what did they gain? All the people that have served for the zoo, served the zoo, what did they gain? The American force of this world, what did they gain? That they give you a few millions. Everything in life is not about money. You collect money, you're not happy. They're killing your people. What are you doing with the money? What is the foolish money doing in your hand when you don't have peace? When your brothers are dying? Because you're supporting wrong thing. You're suppressing the truth. And you can't suppress the truth forever. That's what people must know. You can't. Light will always prevail over darkness. There was a time when the light, all these infiltrators thought they have hijacked the struggle. You will hear that they are more in number. Now today, where are they? What is the position? Now they're looking for how to ask us to allow them to be part of us. For somebody to start writing later and put HOD's name there, you see that level of desperation in them. They see that they have lost. Why are they still attaching themselves to IPOB? That's a question somebody should ask. Why would infiltrators want to do something and attach themselves to IPOB? Why can't they create a name and stand by that name? And let's see how many people that will follow them. So we must continue pushing because the work we're doing is yielding great fruit. The work we're doing have done so much to conscientize our people, to make our people know the truth, to prepare the mind of our people. Many people don't think about building house at home before. Now a lot of people are going to put up something at home because they know we don't belong to the zoo. No matter what you do in Lagos, you don't belong here. One day they'll collect the property. This game now is posing TB Joshua is because an Igbo woman took over. The wife is an Okwan, a woman from Delta State, an Igbo woman. All this game is how to collect all the TB Joshua properties that are now in her custody. So if you see all the shenanigans, all the dirty games that these criminals in power are playing, it will give you more confidence to know that Biafra is a done deal. Even if they know that, the fact that collecting a property tells you that they know we're going. They can't face us. They know what we're made of. They can't fight us. So they're doing, let them grab the one they can grab before it becomes too late. Number 3, the Nigerian government and Biafra are behind the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Britain. Yes, there's no gainsaying. Everybody knows that. To me, the other way around is the other. Britain and Nigerian government. Because there's no Nigerian government. Everything they do is what this Britain allows them to do. If you have left even all the criminals in Nigeria to run Nigeria the way they want, Nigeria would have long been over. Everybody would have gone home. It is those demons, blue-eyed demons that are stealing from here that are behind all this nonsense. I saw a news today that Shell is about to pack up, leave Nigeria. They've sold their offshore field for $2.4 billion or something. So it's been a long time they've been contemplating leaving. They know what will happen to them when Biafra comes. They're afraid of all the court case. They're afraid of all the evil they have sponsored. They're afraid of what the people will do, the reaction of the people. That is why they want to run. So if it is true, the news I read today that Shell is leaving Nigeria, then I can tell every Biafran to get ready to go home. Because Biafra is here. Shell is the biggest corporate stealing institution in the zoo. There's no foreign institution that have stolen as much as Shell. I say steal because what they do, the NNPC agreement with the Shell and all that is not done anywhere in the world. Go and look at those documents. There's nowhere in the world that they rip off their people, their resources, the way they do in the zoo. So that's why I call it pure stealing and robbery. And as I was asking in a post I made today, what can we remember Shell for? What have they done? It's Shell that is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They know that each more day Nnamdi Kanu stays there, they have billions to steal. They know that once Mazi Nnamdi comes out now, everyone will erupt up. Everybody will ask to go home. Even other people. A lot of people are now supporting us that they know that once Biafra go, then they'll have basis to live because they're tired of the zoo. Everybody's tired. So Britain is keeping us down because of what they're stealing. That was why I was asking somebody in our program last Friday. Does it mean that all the white people have no conscience? Does it mean all of them don't have any human sympathy? That they don't care that people are dying every day? So the only thing I can say that I want to encourage our people to keep doing is that keep requesting for Mazi's release. Because there's no two ways about it. Me, I know for sure that Mazi will come out. There's no two ways about it. Nothing. Nobody can kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But delaying his release is even preparing our people, getting us ready. Because now we are ready. Psychologically, we are ready. Physically, we are ready. In any wise anybody can think of, we're getting ready in every wise. So if they allow us to march to the street, then too bad for everybody. Too bad for those keeping the zoo. Too bad for those that claim to be in power. Because there'll be no room to contend what will come. What is ahead of them is bigger than anybody. It's bigger than even UN cannot contend with it. Nobody can contend it. Over 250 million people. If they allow this cage, if they allow everybody to march to the streets, then the worst humanitarian crisis anybody can think of in history will be in front of them. And there's nothing they can do about it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu need to be released now. Now we can still talk. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a compassionate man. The kind of mind he has, that is why we're still saying all this nonsense. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not somebody who has a soft mind, by before now, everywhere, the whole story would have been over. And we know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in his compassionate nature. If they release him now, he can still, give them some concessions. He can still listen to them. He can think about, another or maybe peaceful ways. But what we know is that Biafra is non-negotiable. He has said it over and over. Both Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and all of us, that is all we know. Biafra is all we want. But we can still consider how to be nice to each other, how to be good neighbors. Those things are still possible if they release Kanu. Now that the ovation is loudest. But if they allow us to explore any other options, it would have been too bad. Finally, Igbo politicians are bribing the judiciary, DSS to continue keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's a fact. And their game is already over. Their game is over because the zoo is sitting on in a pack of gunpowder that can explode any minute. So no matter how much you bribe the judiciaries, when the music starts, the judges will not be there. They will all run out. All of them have country they run to. But the good thing is that God has a way of judging things. The message is catching up with them. The latest picture I saw of the CG of the Chief Justice, you will know that all the money they're collecting it doesn't add up. It does not help their life in any way. They're not living any better. The hand of natural justice is pursuing all of them. And all of them that have hand in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's sufferings, they will all go down. Anybody far or near, even any blood relation, anybody that is supporting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu detention, directly or indirectly in any way, there is no way the hand of nature will not hold them negatively. So those bribing judges, all the Igbo politicians, doing all the evil they are doing, I only pity for their generations. Because all these people doing all this nonsense, tomorrow, when what will happen, even the extended relations will be victims. Because we wouldn't want to see them. Time will come when we say you're a brother to so governor, you will start hiding. Because if you come into the public, they will unleash you. People will attack you. So the earlier they stop all this stupid game, because they don't do these things in the north. You can't see any northern governor arresting even the terrorists. They shoot them. They hide them. They attack in plateau. They converge in a place to celebrate. Do you want to tell me that the military don't know where they converge? They do. You want to tell me that the governors don't know where they are and Gumi goes to them to talk to them? Shetima went to them to talk to them. They made them in certain locations. They know where they all stay. You have never had any of them come to call them out and to tell the Nigerian military, go and meet them. Boko Haram is in so place. It's only in Igbo land. It's only in Igbo land that will point our people. And in Swimi, it's only our people. How long are we going to continue with this? That was why I was crying last time. That when anybody dies, it's the Biafran that dies. No matter how the evil gang they join, we need to stop all these things because we're reducing our own population. We're killing ourselves. We're creating enmity among ourselves. I'm not asking for unity between light and darkness. No. Is somebody telling us, okay, somebody was asking the other day, why can't we forgive them and autopilot today? I said, what nonsense. Light and darkness has no meeting point. Anybody that wakes up in IPOB and say your loyalty is not to DOS, you're not part of us. And we don't want to have anything to do with you forever. But what I'm saying is that these people that are leaving the right place where they are and go to join autopilot, you're wasting your life. Look at all the people that have joined there. How many of them are still alive? They all die in cheap death. So what pains me is that it's an Igbo boy that dies. It's a Calabar boy that dies. When Urobo dies, it's a Biafran that have died. So we must do all we can. Those of us that can talk to them to stop all this nonsense they're doing. Because no matter how many of them dies, it will stop Biafra from coming. That's what everybody must know. No matter how many of the criminals that are killed, whether they kill themselves, whether some of the opposition parties or the zoo party kills them, it will stop Biafra from coming. So why wasting yourselves? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that started this journey, did he ask us to kill anybody? It's not in any record that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu order people to kill. We don't support that. If you think you must attack the enemy, go after the enemy, not ourselves. Not our brothers, not our women in the farm, not people that go to market. You're using one gimmick or the other, sit at home, use one nonsense or the other to be killing our own people. It's not good. So, Mazi, I'm going to stop here. The only thing I want to tell our people is that everybody keep marching. Biafra is given. Sir, nothing can change it. Biafra is a settled case. Nobody will look back. As my happiness is that Mazi himself never said, I'm tired of suffering. I want to go home. What do you people want? I want to live here. If Mazi didn't take that decision with all he has suffered, who are we? So all of us must keep marching because Biafra is sacrosanct. We must go home. God bless you, Mazi. Today is Twitter Tuesday. If you can't tweet, please retweet. Keep sending the message. The message is hitting somewhere. When you want to cut down a tree, it's not the first strike that brings down the tree. Just keep applying the pressure. Keep applying the pressure. The stroke that will bring down the tree, you might have even lost count. If you had in your mind that you want to strike this tree 70 times, you would have lost count before the tree will fall. So this zoo is gone. Let's keep doing what we're doing. All this tweet, all this attack is hitting the foundation of the zoo. And that is why the zoo must fall. And we will go home. God bless you. Shalom, Mazi.
Yeah, Shalom Mazi. He has fallen already. We are doing our work. He has fallen already. Despite all the billion that spent, Lai Mohammed, 670 million. That we said is, is anybody paying us? Nobody's paying us. But we are using our mic and our resources. Yes, and doing the needful, and we continue to do it. Like Deacon just said, when onion to come out, the man work stars. The man work stars. We are not sleeping. Like Mama say, we are e-rats. If you come out even at 3 o'clock or 3 a.m., you see them.
We have eaten up the whole foundation of this room. We have destroyed their foundation.
Those are them calling us to recharge the card. Where are they today? We are doing our no, we continue, Biafrans will continue to support, and we will continue to do it with whatever we have. We are doing our best. My chick, Austin, please come over and take out the platform now. Unmute yourself. My chick, Austin, you're welcome.
Okay, Mazi, thank you. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Thanks where we are listening from. I am Mazi Chiga Austin, and of course, a Biafran by birth and by choice, as a matter of fact. Well, our wonderful people have really made outstanding contributions. They have done amazingly well. And I believe, first of all, we should understand that this project is our project, it's not a person's project. Because when we understand that, all we are doing currently is to salvage our land. Then we now understand that we don't need any single person on this planet to remind us to support our defense lines. Because it is when people don't understand a concept that they will start thinking that they are running that vision for someone else. Absolutely wrong. If you cannot defend your motherland, invariably you are vulnerable. For instance, those of Yoruba politicians who were busy attacking Sunday Igboho when he was there trying to help them and defend the Yoruba land against Fulani Marudas. They successfully think they have calmed him down. They successfully think they have had their way. The same people who convinced Sunday Igboho that there is a way is being done. No one can say me. The young man is in Germany today, busy rolling cameras on himself, and the Yoruba land is porous. Who is suffering it? The same people who asked him to forget the defense project and move on. They are the same people suffering it. They are the same people going on newspaper page to see what they can do so that they can get back the forest in Yoruba land. So there is something our people must understand. Those elements of discouragements are people who do not take any responsibility in life. Because we have not taken that into heart. You see those people who tell you, hey, you're wasting your time, oh. You're burning your resources, oh. Don't you think what you're doing is foolishness? They are wired by nature to be foolish. And because they are wired by nature to be foolish, they do not want to fall alone. They always look for whom to fall along with. So why am I saying this? The same people who were saying to the guy few months or years ago that he should calm down, and there's how it's being done, this and that. The same people are now turning back and start shouting, crying that Yoruba land is already under siege. So when you have people of irresponsibility, people who do not take responsible, you don't count on the opinions. The same way applies to our land. If not that we have taken it as a responsibility to say that this land must be defended at all costs. In our scarce resources, we are supporting the ESN. If we had listened to the voice of some of these urchins and irresponsible fellows, our land would have been porous. The same people who were talking rubbish would have come back this Xmas and get many of them kidnapped. Maybe most of them will just manage to get to Nsoka, and they cannot access Enugu because of Fulani siege in Nsoka road, or might not be able to even move from Abuja to Abia State, or might not be able to even pass through Lobanta. This festive period, you will not see them yapping, raising mouth and talking all manners of rubbish, because they are born not to be responsible. So the support we are calling for Eastern Security Network is not support for Mazi Nnamdi. Let that get to our mind, our narrow, very, very limited minds. Nobody should think he's doing kindness to Nnamdi Kanu or he's doing kindness to Ipob. You are doing kindness for yourself. Because the peace we all experience during the festive period is traceable to the fact that the Fulanis we are dealt with, and the fear entered them. They discovered that these guys are more brutal than them. That was why. If not, you would have been hearing Benin Asaba Road. A number of these people were taken to the bushes. You would have heard from Nsoka to all manners of stories as such. Well, I will always tell each and every one of us that Okike has destined for this project, not to be discouraged. The little assistance you are giving for Eastern Security Network is a price that is worth paying. For those of us who are praying for them, for those of us who are giving logistical support, for those of us who are giving all manners of support, please keep on doing that. It is people that give birth to fools. So in a community, in a society, you're bound to see responsible people. Like I said earlier, it happened in Yoruba land. They cajoled Sunday Igboho. They said to him, you are not smart, you are not intelligent, the way you do it is not the way. And the young man has gone to Germany. relaxing. And the entire Yoruba land now is very difficult to pass. The same people who convinced this guy to drop the whole thing are the same people coming back to tell federal government, won't you do anything? Our land is under siege. Can't you do something? The same people. That's to tell you the complexness of human nature. That is it. And on the second one, Biafrans should not allow any further distraction from quarter. Well, we have been distracted for a very reasonable of months because since the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we saw hybrid distraction, state-sponsored distraction, and of course, a lot of people were distracted. But one thing we must understand is that anybody that is in this struggle to hear only good news is not worthy to be called a comrade. Is not absolutely not worthy to be called a comrade. Because the day you identify with the word struggle, most of all, the problem we have is that too many of us buy into an idea we don't even understand. It's just a common thing that happens amongst us, most of us. This is what people are doing. Let me start doing it. Ask them to carry a preliminary investigation. How did this thing you want to be part of, how did they start? What is their core objective? What is their destination? They will not do such a thing. They just want to identify because they think the people are talking about it. That is how most of us find ourselves in this struggle. They don't even understand the core objective of the struggle. They don't even understand anything about the struggle. When you ask them what is the structural organogram of the struggle, they don't even know. So people like that, because they are packed with, this idea of is raining, let me do it. This is what people are talking about. Let me do it. This is a trending course. Let me do it. This not because they have any clear understanding of what they are doing. Not because they have any clear understanding of what they subscribe to. So most of us, go and check most of us who were distracted by the infiltrators. It's simple. Most of them came because they think this is only channel at which they can be popular. When we talk about, they believe that when they start talking about Nnamdi Kanu, start talking about Ipob, start talking about Biafra, then a lot of people will be following them. And immediately there was a challenge. You see them fizzling out. Some of them came because of position. They just need position. Some of them came because they finance. Some of them believe if I identify, I'm going to be controlling public fund. These are different characters and elements. And when you have such a people, even though they are billions in numbers, you still don't have followers. It's hard time people should understand this. They are mixed multitude. They are mixed multitude. You cannot bank on them. You cannot go to war with them because they are just good timers. When the days are good, you see them. Most of them you see junketing here and there. If Onyendu comes out tomorrow, you see them crawling out from their hidings. Some of even the bloggers you're seeing, not even saying anything about Onyendu, some of these so-called Igbo bloggers, you will see them lining up. So when you have such a people, you cannot bank on them. But one most thing I thank the Most High for every single thing that has happened is that it gave us a social filtration. We are able to filter to understand the keys from adults. Because you don't need the minds of children to go into struggle or to have a successful end in struggle. Determine the minds of children from adults is when circumstances and situations, uprisings start happening. That is when you will now understand who is who. Very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very important to understand it. So most of the guys we saw then, most of the guys that were distracted is because they are naive. They don't even understand the whole concept. They don't even understand the journey. They don't even understand the destination. And that is why we must understand. We are surviving today because we have been able to secure men out of children. And that's why the struggle is moving. Because the children were able to move to where there was entertainment, where there was illusions and fantasies, and the men remain. And you can see everything is matured. So sometimes situations. Hello?
Go on, go on, we're hearing you. Mazi, go on.
So sometimes situations like this also pave way for social for us to understand the worthy soldiers for advancement. Then number 3 that says the Nigerian government and Britain are behind it. Of course, nobody that doesn't know that. Mainly Britain. But one thing British government failed to understand is that what is ending Nigeria is multifaceted. I think it's an opportunity to address the British institutions that think they are working for one Nigeria. You see, sometimes I laugh. I laugh in the sense that people do not understand the place of the art of God. I know the world has mentally evolved to a point that people believe that there is no God. But whether we like it or not, even though we don't want to call it God or whatever, the sky, there is an element, there is a force that is holding it. So one thing I want Britain to understand is this. Britain felt spending her resources, spending everything she has to pin down Nnamdi Kanu is going to survey the Nigerian disintegration. While she's busy thinking it's all about Nnamdi Kanu, other situation, the British foreign minister was her powers on the global stage is falling apart. She cannot even believe what she's seeing. Is it Nnamdi Kanu that is disturbing the British vessels in Red Sea? It's not Nnamdi Kanu. Is it Nnamdi Kanu that is disturbing British vessels in Gulf of Aden? Not Nnamdi Kanu. Is it Nnamdi Kanu that is launching missiles from Yemen? Not Nnamdi Kanu. Is it Nnamdi Kanu that is building military alliance between Niger, Chad, and Burkina Faso? It's not Nnamdi Kanu. Is it Nnamdi Kanu that is Russia that is busy encircling Nigeria geopolitically? It's not Nnamdi Kanu. The only thing they don't understand is that you can hold an entity, you can hold a personality, just the way they are holding the man they are holding there is a person, which is Nnamdi Kanu. But can you hold his word that has left his lips? That is what you cannot control. You have kept him incommunicado, you have restricted him from moving from one location, but you cannot stop the word he spoke. You cannot stop the prophecies he gave. And this is the fulfillment. You can see British is even not only going to lose Nigeria, she's going to lose a lot of places on global stage. And it's happening before each and every one of us. It's no longer a prediction, it's now an unfolding event. So, for those who think that holding Nnamdi Kanu will stop what is to come, I think that is a height of deception. Because Nnamdi Kanu understands the efficacy of words. Till tomorrow, he still curses Britain. And till tomorrow, they are receiving the effect of the curses. We all can see the same Shell BP that even loaned her vessels to Nigerian Navy in order to capture Biafra through Bonny High Sea. It was Shell during the civil war, the Biafra Nigerian War. It was Shell that loaned her vessels to Nigerian Navy to attack Nigeria through Bonny. The same Shell today is running away from Nigeria. Why? This is a question nobody is asking. The same Shell is busy selling her assets in order to exit Nigeria by fire by force. Who is chasing them? Is it Nnamdi Kanu? No. But the power of the West of the man they think they are holding. They all coordinated, use the intelligence asset, use their monetary asset to think they are, when they hold him and pin him down, they will not have peace. If any of us is sensitive and alert, take a history of the world, the events of the world before Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and the day he was kidnapped. You understand that the world has scattered. Since he was kidnapped, the world has never remained the same. And Britain have also not remained the same. As I speak to you, Britain cannot send her naval ships to Red Sea because she's struggling to get number of officers. People are running away from British Army. People are abandoning the British institutions. Who is telling those people to do that? It's not Nnamdi Kanu because Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS facility. But the words he spoke, they are life, they are spirit, and they are working. Like he always say, he said, Biafra will be the last miracle. It will be a last miracle because they will think holding him will stop the realization of the project, only to discover that even holding him will speed up the whole thing. And that is just the way it is. Because if the essence of holding him is to sustain the Nigerian state unity, it's no longer feasible. It is absolutely no longer feasible. Because if the essence of holding him is to elongate Nigerian unity, is no longer there. If British essence of holding him is to deter other Africans from rising against British hegemonic control in Africa, it's no longer happening. He was held down. We saw what is happening within Nigerian neighbors. So we must, for those of us who are still carnally pursuing this project, should understand that there is more spiritual dimension of this project than the human brain can comprehend. And the spirit controls the physical. So, for me, holding him, long incarceration, detention, all those things are just futility. That's how I define it. And I'm going to talk about the last one, which is the Igbo politicians are bribing the judiciary and DSS to continue. For me, what Nnamdi is passing through is one of those things great men and women pass through. Yesterday being Monday, in America, they celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. And I was reading an article today about Martin Luther, and I discovered that one of the most hated men in American history was Martin Luther King. Not just only the whites, even so many blacks hated him for championing for freedom of the blacks. So many blacks also hated him. The same way some Igbos people also hated Nnamdi Kanu. It's normal. And it was on record that Martin Luther King was abused, was hated, not because he stole anybody's fish, but because he was championing for freedom of a people. But do you know what? Today, there is no American president that will not give accolade to Martin Luther King. This was a man they abused. The same way it happened to Nelson Mandela. Every great man passes this circle that Nnamdi is passing through. It's just like telling me that a woman will give birth without a drop of blood. That is practically impossible. Any day a woman decides to think of reproduction, she also start preparing her mind for drop of blood. It's a natural thing. So it is on the journey of freedom. Any day, any man. That's why it's not a common journey. Any idiot can come and say, "I'm a freedom fighter. I want to get you don't have what it takes, because the journey is so rocky. The journey is full of thorns that when you hit, when you experience it, if you are not resolved, you will just abandon it. Because it is hard time most of us, it's hard time we start being in tune with reality, with history, than sentiments and all these things. What Onyendu, the channel, the path Onyendu is currently is the journey that great men of history have passed through, and is a journey that is established for freedom. You cannot rule it away. If anybody point to me any man who has delivered his people without pens, I will tell you that is fake deliverance. If anybody points it to me from even the character of Jesus Christ of the Christian history, he passed through pens. So it's Moses too. If you look at Jewish history, he also passed through pens. He was on exile. That has been the case. So for me, the bribes, the on judiciary and the DSS by the so-called politician is a waste of time. Because at the expiration of the time that the creator have mapped out for Onyendu to experience, all the money they spent will be a waste of time. After all, people also spent money for Nelson Mandela to be ended. But at the appointed time, at the end, there is always a end of every penury. Every persecution has an end, whether we like it or not. So one thing we must understand is that people do not be saviors by saying. Nobody has ever been a savior by words only. You are a savior by words and the pains. These are, apart from what you said, apart from all you have told your people you are going to do, apart from all you must have boasted you are going to do, that is not enough. Nature will definitely want you to act it. So that is a combination of two things: the message by words and the message by act. This is a complete channels every saviors pass through, and Onyendu is passing through it. It's not easy, because this is a period people easily give up. It's not easy. The mental torture is there, the body torture is there. Sometimes he is being told, even by his siblings, that what he started has scattered. Most of us don't understand this. This is a psychological trauma, torture. Sometimes his siblings come and tell him, Onyendu, what you have established, everybody to your tent, O Israel. Everybody has scattered. It will not be for him. Then which people are mine even fighting again? If the IPOB setup has been destroyed, sometimes the state, the enemy of this project, even passes through his siblings to tell him that there is no longer hope. Because the people you handed, the radio you handed over is gone. That nothing is happening there again. The structure you built is gone. That the ADOS is even doing another thing. This person, the coordinators have already scattered. It takes a man that God is still with to understand that this is the conspiracy of the enemy. This is the hand of the enemy. Because most of you do not understand it. It's being fed from all circle, falsehood, in order to weaken his mind. A lot of contaminated messages. Because sometimes DSS makes sure that those who can only be seeing him frequently are those who are going to discourage him, who are going to poison his mind against the project. So for the man to still be there strong till now, it's even a miracle for this project. It's even a miracle. Because most of us do not understand the level at which states have encircled Onyendu to poison and discourage his soul. But I thank Okike for giving us a man he can also speak to in secret. But that is what matters. Because nobody can convince me, if not that Onyendu till tomorrow still gets encouragement from the divinity, I don't think he can still be standing. Because you can imagine you have established building and you are in isolated place, and somebody is telling you that where you are returning to is already destroyed, that the building you are returning to, you spent years to build, that it is already ruined. What will you do? You will give up now. Let me just come out and say if I can build afresh. But the man is there because God is just God. And he's created for this purpose. So it doesn't matter what so-called the Igbo politicians and what have you are doing. For me, it's purely inconsequential. Really, really inconsequential. What is important is that we must be strong. We must be prayerful as much as we can. We must encourage ourselves. Nobody else can encourage us. If anybody is expecting encouragement from anywhere, east, west, north, and south, that is barbash. It's not going to happen. We must encourage ourselves. In fact, as a matter of fact, the journey we are in, there are positive signals every day. And why shouldn't we encourage ourselves? So that is all I want to say, Mazi. I want to say thank you for the opportunity once more.
Mazi, thank you for coming. Thank you. You've done wonderful. Like always, we'll meet again, same time, same station next week. Let me bring our brother from our beloved brother, Mazi Ogene Ochiko. You will speak, then I'll close the program with a fearless evangelist. Fearless is standing by. Mazi Ogene Ochiko, can you hear me?
Yes, Mazi, I can hear you very well, Mazi. Good evening from my location, Mazi. Am I coming out?
Yeah, loud and clear. Now Mohammed is hearing you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mazi. So, thank you for having me today. Good evening from my location, Great Biafran, Freedom, friends of Biafra all over the world. I thank you for giving us your attention today once again and listening to us. I want to appreciate our host today, Mazi Alozin. Thank you very much, a great veteran. You are doing wonderfully well, and it is my prayer that you will see Biafra in good health. He said, my name is Ogene Ochukwume Ogene Ovie. Ogene Ochukwume Ogene Ovie is an Urobo Biafran, and I am from Agbon Province. Agbon Province is in Ethiopia's local government area of Delta State, and I declare without any fear or favor that I am a very happy Biafran. I also want to thank our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom the Creator in his wisdom has given us to come and spearhead us to freedom at a time like this. We have not enough words to appreciate him, and I will continue to say so. So I will delve into the topics today very quickly, Mazi, because our time is fast spent. The first topic simply says the need for Biafrans both at home and in the diaspora to continue to support ESN. And just in the spirit of the introduction that I made, thanking our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi, oftentimes when we say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is another savior, holy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, another savior. Some people who are jealous, they want to hit their heads on a transformer or an electric pole and die for nothing. But they can only be envious, but they do not understand why we spend so much time eulogizing and appreciating our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see, Mazi, today, and just like my fellow comrades before me have already stated, it was no surprise to people like myself and those of us in IPOB that Biafra land, in spite of all the shenanigans, in spite of all the machinations, the manipulations of the Nigerian state and the British, Biafra land was relatively the most, how would I put it? Relatively, comparatively speaking, we enjoyed the most peace in the zoo during the December period and even up to this very moment. And I want to state it very clear. Possible. Only the Eastern Security Network made it possible that our people were able to go home and spend some time with their families in Biafra land and enjoy themselves and even went out to beaches. For the very first time, Mazi, we saw our people enjoying themselves around the beaches in Biafra land. The beautiful landscape in Biafra land was showcased for the very first time on social media as far as I can remember. And all of those things were thanks to the wonderful job that the Eastern Security Network has done and continue to do in Biafra land. And I also want to use this opportunity, Mazi, to also announce to the whole world, the rest of Africa, from our brothers in Ambazonia, in Cameroon, the rest of Africa, in Asia, in Europe, in fact, the international community, we want to make it very clear that IPOB, we do not have an army. We do not call Liberation Army. We do not have what do you call it, Biafran Army. No, what we have is Eastern Security Network, and the Eastern Security Network is not an army, is not a liberation army. The Eastern Security Network is a vigilante formation that whose sole purpose is to protect our forests and our farmlands against the invading Fulani terrorists. So the whole world must know this, and our friends in Ambazonia, they must know this, that IPOB has no army, and we have no army. I'm stressing it for a reason. So if anybody comes to them in the name of an army, they should know that they are being scammed and that they are being deceived. So having said that, for every Biafran that is listening, whether in the coast, Mazi, and when we say this thing, the peace that we speak of, the work of ESN is not confined only to the upland of Biafra. In fact, from the coast, the Creator himself has a way of doing things. He has a way of ensuring that he works in ways we can only imagine. How was this possible? The glory of the Eastern Security Network spreads from the coast of Biafra down to the upland. And I can tell you for free that in spite of all the machinations of the Nigerian state, our people are relatively free from the terroristic activities of the Fulani terrorists. And one other very important thing that the work of the ESN has proven to us is the ESN has made it very possible for us to get the Nigerian, terrorist security system exactly where we get them. If not for the Eastern Security Network, the Nigerian Army and their, Air Force and all of them, they would have been using those terrorist militias which they imported during COVID-19 and post-COVID-19. They would have been using them to be committing all sorts of atrocities in our land. But now that we have ESN has made it practically impossible for the Fulani terrorists to operate in Biafra land. But now, the Nigerian security agencies, they are now forced to be carrying out the criminalities themselves. And by so doing, IPOB and indeed Biafrans, we have the Nigerian army and the Nigerian government exactly where we want them, which is where the whole world can actually see and know that the people that are responsible for any form of remnant insecurity in Biafra land is the Nigerian army itself.
Fulani jihadists, they have lost the hold in Biafra land, and the Nigerian army are fully responsible for every form of insecurity. So I ask Biafrans all over the world, whether you are an IPOB member, you are not, whether you are Robo, you are Ijo, you are Ishekiri, you are Ibibio, you are Asian, you are from Igodomigodo. What on earth prevents you from lending your total support to an outfit that has ensured that they can produce food for the very first time in a very long time. We are seeing the output from our agricultural activities. We are seeing fresh tomatoes. We are seeing fresh cucumbers. We are seeing rice. We are seeing all kinds. So I am asking Biafrans that are listening to us, the ones that have been doing before, I am asking, why will you not be motivated to do much more? And the ones that have not been supporting, why will you not enter the ring and commit your resources to the security of our motherland? In of equally Shekiri, equally Joy, equally Soko. Maybe one Eastern Security Network, or Okugbere amlene Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the Ipob IVV to our mlene Irweluri Fulani terrorist herdsmen. I say Kwawari Wabekalene or work of one or Medbukui, Erabukwe, one. In your body, Iwe Fulani, carry life wewa, in your body, imite. If one and I see Iwe Fulanina, carry kite 20 wewa. Nevuto robole totally jolly totally boo as I should be Alam Nasarwa Joka Ekabovu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was set up the Eastern Security Network Nokia Naidu Nuna Amre Bugene Omoke Omalena Iwawari I say Pepati now Jakabovu Ofoline Equally Ise Rune Alasa Dia Tikiri in Nigeria, Army Nigeria, Airport of South. Wouldn't the area if we're going to Plateau State, V Kaduna, V Benue State, Vasa Sasa, if we Nigeria, what I'm left with Nigeria. Koyisola miwo alawa for one another. Kasaka sawa should be up again where we Africa, yeah, where we Nigeria, yeah, where we Auto America, yeah, where we Auto Europe. Banno, I like a see number what I will say, what or none, be what are the vote on what's a sugar where the Eastern Security Network, Ipona, or the area, equally sacrifice comfort lie, sacrifice lie, Amrena, Otawari, Oselu Foma, Pigaka Oselu, Wakokuru, Wakokoli Joe, Wakokoli Soko, Dioselu, Kalabu one, Waba chair, Eastern Security Network, Dioselu. I like to see telephone number kowa. Amrena was say, what is the number now about Ukecha work? Eastern Security Network. Amrena, Otawari, Osefu, Otawari, Osefu, Maka. I like to say, I say, Yako, Wado. Mazi, I move on to the next topic before me, which says Biafrans should not allow any further distraction from any quarters. We must keep exposing the Fulani, Nigerian government, and Igbo leaders and all their atrocities. Very, very absolute, Mazi. But on this, Mazi, there is something I want to say about this issue of distractions, and two ways actually, because distraction is a very key instrument in the hands of our enemies, which is the British government, the Nigerian government. But at the same time, I will not want to just categorize everything that we have faced in the past. weeks ago, we saw the game that the BBC documentary on someone who has committed this. Trying to use that one to distract, the zoologians from the activity. Sort it out. Again, Mazi, I will also mention a news piece which we have also mentioned on this program today as well, which has been all over the news since morning, which is the news of Shell BP leaving. That encourage IPB family members all over the world, especially our people in the media, to be a bit circumspect in even spreading that their news. Because the reason I say this is very simple. You see these people, Britain and her European brothers, they are all the same. Mazi JCI asked us the question on Friday about, is it just only Britain that is wicked, or is it about the Europeans? Mazi, it is not just about Britain. Shell, for example, I think Shell originally was owned by what do you call them? Is it the Royal Dutch Company or something like that? All of them, from Britain to Spain to Portugal to Belgium, they are all children of the Roman Empire, and they all have one agenda. We must be conversant with how they operate by now. Look, Mazi, if these people could explore our oil, our God-given oil, for a period of 50 years, only to come out in 1956, 58 and tell us that they just discovered crude oil. Look, there is nothing these people they cannot do to us. There is no damage they cannot do by using fake news and propaganda, of which the news of Shell leaving Nigeria is just another heavy distraction and fake news. And by the way, the news actually said that they are leaving, that they are selling off their onshore assets. Underline, Biafrans, please, onshore assets. They did not actually say they are leaving Nigeria. So what it means is that in truth, Mazi, because I am from the coast and I know what goes on in a place like Delta State, for example, Mazi. Before now, the Shell have already sold off more than 90% of their onshore assets. Years ago, I'm talking about things that happened close to 10 years back already. And I'm sure that was also their own policy in elsewhere across Biafra land, across the coast and upland. What they've been doing is they have a lot of surrogate companies, local indigenous oil firms that have been exploring those oil for them from the shore, and then they concentrate their assets offshore. And let's also not forget the option that they have, which they have perfected. There and narrative out there that they are living. Let's not be too quick to celebrate that they are running away. These people, they don't run away like that. Let's be guided, please. I'm appealing to Biafrans. Let us be circumspect in taking this news that come from them. As at this point in time, any news that has to do with the Europeans, we must check and recheck and double check. If I have my way, I wouldn't even expect us Biafrans, actually those of us in the media, to actually even share or repost any news that comes from either the European brothers, whether BBC or Nigerian state, which we don't want to reshare or repost until at least 48 to 72 hours have passed and we have done our due diligence and we have looked at the both sides, because by now we should understand them better, how they play the game. So those are the kind of distractions that I want to encourage Biafran, that we must not be distracted. But on the other hand, Mazi, an event like what the battle we fought against the infiltrators for the past 30 months, I don't consider that a distraction at all. Rather, I consider that as a necessary battle, or one of the necessary battles that needed to be fought. And I am very proud and happy that IPOB worldwide, led by the media warriors in all their capacities, they did excellently well, and we fought that battle and we defeated them. And that is one of the feathers that have been added to us. And that battle actually did a lot in exposing our weaknesses as Biafrans, how gullible we are, and I'm sure there are many Biafrans who are going to emerge from that episode of that battle stronger mentally, and by the time our leader Mazi Nnamdi comes out and he begins to hear the story of our exploits and how we were able to defeat this level of infiltration. I'm sure our leader Mazi Nnamdi will be very proud to beat his chest and say, yeah, the years he spent teaching us to be mentally tough, the years he spent preparing us to be able to handle propaganda, that the years were not wasted, and when the time came for us to put that into action, we actually succeeded. So I'm encouraging Biafrans that for those who may have been any actions of whatever the Nigerian government or their news agencies, let us understand the way these people they operate. One of the principal strategies of the Nigerian state is to continue to overwhelm the public, the masses, with irrelevant news.
Change their position, network.
Narratives that don't even make sense, and our people continue to fall into it. So I will encourage Biafrans. Expect that there is any Biafran who is expecting anybody encouraging you. I believe that every house for people whom you must bring in, you or when you don't hear the voice of certain persons, you begin to complain. And so how can you be saying everywhere is cool, except you don't even understand that we are actually in a battlefront? And that will lead me to the third topic, which says that the Nigerian government and British government are the detention of Mazi Nnamdi. Of course, I just said now that every Biafran by now must understand that from the very day that Mazi Nnamdi was renditioned and kept in illegal detention in the DSS dungeon in Abuja, for me, that was the very day that the official commencement of the second phase of our war of liberation actually commenced. Even though they did not go to NTA to go and announce it formally, but that very act of illegally abducting and detaining Mazi Nnamdi was an act of declaration of war. And that is the mindset that every Biafran must have by now. And here is the very interesting part, Mazi. You know, right from the time that these European brothers, they carved up Africa for themselves in 1884-85 and decided to mess our lives up. Not even one. Okay, let me not say. The Europeans, especially Britain and France, they have met quite a number of people who came Patrice Lumumba, of Thomas Sankara, and all that came. But there is something special about our leader, Mazi Nnamdi. All the people that Britain and France, they've had to deal with, and America and Belgium, they've had to deal with the Thomas Sankara, the Muammar Gaddafi came before. They were all people who okay, and so it was relatively to actually, manipulate the cycle. British and Nigerian government in these cases. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi, is not a politician. I always say this, and I continue to say it. Mazi Nnamdi is not a politician. And the people that are following him, we don't follow him because we are expecting Mazi Nnamdi to win a political an elective position someday, and then he will get into office and he will begin to share like this of political or of democratic dividend or all those nonsense that they speak about. No. The people, we that are following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we follow him because we have seen our future manifesting through him. So I want our listeners, the British and their European partners to understand that in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they found an exceptionally different and unique circumstance. Mazi can never, I repeat, can never go the way of any of the African heroes that they have murdered and destroyed in time past. It cannot happen because we are not following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he's going to give us money or because he's going to give us anything. We are following him because our lives have been revived and we see that our glory into our future is manifesting. I'm repeating myself, and it's for a reason. I want them to understand what we are saying. And this is why we are millions of us all over the world. We are prepared to give our lives and watch and wait and see and wait for the return of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And what that means is that it doesn't matter the shenanigan, the manipulation that takes place between the British and the Nigerian government. They can continue to fool around. When they are fooled around and come back, our leader told us that we will be here. They will try all the games that they think they can play. When they come, and when they are tired and they have failed, they will leave and we will still be here and Biafra will be restored. So they must understand that we know the game they are playing, but they must know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a politician. And I'm saying it for a reason. Ipo Robo, Ipo Lijo, Ipo Shekiri. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or the politician in election Mazi Nnamdi Kanu oyokwo oria akpọrọ ewu osizobo oyokwo oria akpọrọ ewu ụtọ na egwono na ikworoye ayero mama akpọ ode odifikiro ma oye o sacrifice Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ru kawarena or the sacrifice politician anywhere owo kwore esi politician o se make you kai sacrifice Mazi Nnamdi Kanu o rekawa na isiki keme plaka po ejobine afari ene Mazi Nnamdi Kanu oyo o mama okwore amrene alaje bi mosi mudia afu Nigerian government bi British government ne odi enwayo I ba yoro adan yoro urobo prison okoro nwe okoro yen oro pelu okomotete oboda ro ko ke nwe e na ri odo so kala Friday awa yekire adan yoro ona to body okene na okero nwa ejobi okomuke mo ai goro ejobi ai de wonu ai ke ti oboni Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ai de ti obono Biafra awa goro na awa ka mle so my able leader, Mazi, okay, I'm simply telling my people that we have an adage that says, when an elder tries to lift up something from a child, when he gets tired, he will bring down the hand, and the little child will take what belongs to him or her. So what am I saying? If the British government ever thought that keeping our leader in illegal detention in Abuja will stop or will don't deter us one bit. They are greatly mistaken. Like my leader Mazi JC I said, it is actually hardening our resolve. It's strengthening our resolve. So if, for example, myself, I know the level of what I was doing, okay, before our leader was kidnapped, and I know how much of my effort personally I have doubled since he was, and I know that the value people, every Biafran, every IPO family member, all over the world. So they must understand that every single minute that they keep our leader in illegal detention, they are actually creating potential millions of suicidal beings all around the world. They must understand that bribing the judiciary, and so yes, they, of course, that's what they are doing. But Mazi, please, you permit me. Every time I see Igbo politicians or Biafran politicians generally, okay, I always want to call them by their proper identification, because if we say just politicians, I have learned that they are actually not correct like that. They are actually the politicians, the religious leaders from A to Z without exception, the traditional rulers, and of course the so-called intellectuals. These four gang of people, I personally, I bind them together as one entity, and whatever the governor is doing, the traditional rulers are 100% liable to every crime that they commit without the support, whether behind the scene or morally or whatever means, of the so-called religious leaders and the traditional rulers. The political office holders, they cannot succeed in what they are doing. So I am also encouraging Biafrans that whenever we talk about the political office holders, we must also, at every point in time, if I have my way, always tag the religious leaders, the traditional rulers, along with them, so that they can know that we know what role each of them are playing. And these four category of people that are binding together, Mazi, they are simply playing the role of the slave warders. Okay, that is the role they are playing in our land. Because now, what the same thing the so-called colonial people, colonial terrorists did in their time, because I don't know anybody called colonial master, but I know we had colonial terrorists. So the same strategy that the colonial terrorists did in their time is what they are currently doing today, using the so-called elected or selected political office holders with the religious leaders, with the traditional rulers, and the intellectuals in our land to continue to indirectly soften the ground, okay, for the Nigerian state to continue to do what they are doing. But we let them know very well, this program, that the only thing I know that we must do, and I'm going to make this one an appeal, we have to find ways. Of course, I know the leadership is on top of it, but I am just going to say it one more time, that we have to find ways of making to the upland. We have to find ways of making our lands very, very conducive for this. Of making our land very, very conducive for this we have in our land, which are the political office holder. That we have in our midst. In the absence of that, they will continue to enjoy the of their savagery and their betrayal. So I will not overflow the matter, but let me. Alaini ikuna na luwamlena, wada mlene esai onani uvie, onani governor, onani House of Assembly member, onani senator, onani House of Rep, onani local government chairman. If an Eshobina, Abe and Migueli, Isomaene, I elite, na I people school, I Professor this, Doctor this, you wouldn't have been nice. Where should be? Go again, I to go shower care, if we full anina. Wouldn't no malaria, what I'm auto hourly, for example, wouldn't assassinate if we full anina. I to go there, I didn't allow Syria, I didn't wait, I didn't send strap here, cattle market. I have the team. If I didn't kidnap you, I'm
Tweet Tuesday, OFC X Tuesday, Bona. When in our Katawa, Yari Twitter, what in our Vabona, I like referendum, Biafra referendum, and Uswawale si Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In Nigerian government, I must see Bonofikidie, Court of Appeal, telling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Orobo, Supreme Court, telling Nigerian government, I will, I sing I kidnap lawyer. The Nigerian Nigerian government, I will Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which is Abba Fine, I must see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When in a every Twitter, on Twitter, what's up going to find people on Haji, Okwesi, Chika Austin, Okwesi, Chinasa Nworu, Okwesi, Wachineke, Okwesi, all Gene or Chukume, the Nigerian what I'm going to find we Twitter, when in our repost, in our retweet you by like tweet, yeah, what's the tweet your way, one for Majobine, Esio Boni, Mazi, Nnamdi, Kanu. Wado, Isoko Wado. Mazi, thank you very much for giving me the chance, Mazi. Mazi, if I can just call that number for the ear, Mazi, can you send it so we can just read to our people? I don't know, Mazi.
Yeah,
is that possible?
I will send it to you. I will send it. Okay, stay there 1 minute. Let me send it to you. 1 minute, stay there. I can send it. Mazi, I have sent the number. Mazi, and I'll send the number. Call it so that we can. I'll send the number.
Okay, Mazi, let me just call it quickly. So, let me use our popular broker to call this one, Mazi. So, my brothers and sisters.
Mazi, go to inquire and two of them call the numbers first, okay? If I go to Fearless Evangelist.
So, my wonderful people of Urobo, Ishekiri Ijo, and all Biafrans, our number when, in case, if any for just like we don't talk today, say, make we support Eastern Security Network, whether from the Urobo land, from Ijo land, from Isoko land, from Ishekiri land, from Eshan land, from Ibibio, from Ogoni land, anywhere you dey in Biafra land now, all the 11 states from Igede go reach Akwa Ibom, go reach Cross River, we are all Biafrans. Anywhere you dey in this world, when you hear our voice today, I want make una call this number to lend your support. And also, if you get anything to also find out about ESN, I will call some numbers now. This number I won't call now, the day on signal, now you go fit get this number when I won't call now. I go call the one for WhatsApp, but this one for signal first. So we're gonna take them down. The first number on signal now +61 434 294 745. I will call them again, that number again. +614 342 94745. The other number for signal as well. The other number now +41 7 +41 77 906 9681. Then I want call the one for WhatsApp when you fit reach ESN in case you want ask anything or you want report any attempt. In case you see these terrorists, maybe just by chance, maybe they sneak enter any part of our farmland or our bushes, and you want alert Eastern Security Network anywhere in Biafra land, from Igede to Akwa Ibom to Calabar to Lower Benue to Enugu to Ogoni land. Call this number on WhatsApp and on Telegram +459 1498 677. I'll call them again for one more time. This number they on Telegram and WhatsApp
Mazi, thank you for coming today, and thank God your network have been faithful today. Thank you, my beloved. Continue to preach to your people, continue to evangelize. Motherland will appreciate you, Biafra will appreciate you at the end of the time. Yeah, Mazi, fearless evangelist, Mother, please come, let us round it up. Fearless evangelist, please, over to you. Unmute your. Good evening, all over the world. From here, I remain the fearless Ipob evangelist, Mazi. I am from Ndiabo. Ndiabo is in Aniri. Aniri is a local government in Ojibwa province, Biafra land. Thank you. Let me go to the first topic. The need for Biafrans to support, home and abroad to support ESN. Okay. The only thing our people have said much on this topic, what I have to say is that our people should know that ESN is the only security outfit in this very in the contraption called Nigeria, let me just put it like that have no connection with Nigerian government, have no connection with the politics, and that is why ESN politicians, and that is why ESN can never fail. The only outfit, Omoteku was under politics, the politicians came in. After all, they don't have a already. They just came up with need security. Not the same with us. We have a foundation, we have IPOB already. From IPOB, we gave birth to ESN. So it is not just that we. So ESN is the only security outfit without any connection with the government, politicians, or anything. And that is why they are standing. Nobody can control them apart from those that launch them. So our people should support ESN. Support ESN. You see Ebubago, people cry because of Ebubago, because these are political militias. Any security that have, the only security that have with politics is the only security you can support, and it will yield fruit. So our people should do so. We know they are doing. But for those who was convinced, who was distracted by the enemy, because it's distraction, so they now withdraw not to ESN because they don't know where to channel it. But today, the very weather is bright. People can see roads. People can see. Anybody that say he don't know where to support ESN now, maybe the person have not preferred to support ESN. Thank you. So, and I will go to the very second topic on Biafrans should not allow any further distractions from any quarter. Keep exposing the Fulani, Nigeria government and Igbo leaders and their atrocities. Yes, that has been our duty. And why this topic came is not that everybody was distracted, no. We are just talking about those that were distracted, because have everybody been distracted, we cannot be here. So it is still to call on those who can be distracted, because we have entered into another level of the battle. So they must still come with another distraction. Do not allow them. That's what we are doing. Because everybody, all their plans have failed, but they will continue to try. Our land is the shop of Nigeria and the British, so it's not easy to close their shop. That is the only way of their survival. When you are fighting to free Biafra, they will fighting to stop you. So that is the issue. But our people must know that for IPOB, for these very criminals recruited by the federal government to come up and attach the name of Mazi Chike, the IPOB head of state, means that there is something Nigeria is trying to establish, though they always fail, but there is something I see there. They just want to build, at least, they are trying to see if they can build a people that can stand for a negotiation. But these things are rubbish, because even we don't negotiate with Nigeria. It's only Nnamdi that will tell them the type of negotiation, where it will be, the people that will be there. So, but people come up and say, 2019. How can somebody write such thing? But they say they sacked DOS, they sacked Chike. But in order to be relevant, they still mention that name. That is to show you that all their battle against IPOB have come to futility. And that is also a signal that Chike is in charge. That's all. So our people must know the truth. Then the thought is that the Nigerian government and Britain are behind the detention of Mazi Nnamdi. That's sure. Katrina Line kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. Katrina Line and all the staffs working under her, they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu, a British citizen. Katrina Line kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu, this one. John Campbell supervised Nigeria on the first kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu from Matla Depot. This one, Katrina Line was even promoted. He now represents Britain in, is it a Commonwealth or something? He is also he's in charge of, what is it called? Is it a man, is it, what is it called? Is it Niger or Niger? So he was lifted because he kidnapped a British citizen and encouraged Nigeria to be trying him. And she also denied Nnamdi Kanu consular assistance. So if a British citizen can be in detention in Nigeria without any effort from the British, though he did not travel to Kenya from Biafra land, it is from the UK. So what else do people want to hear? That is why we are presenting this matter to different parts of the world, because 1967 the British lied against us. Today the matter is before the world. Why is British silent over their citizen that is illegally detained? Because they want to stop Biafra. They want to continue their criminality. The British want to continue their robbery in our land. They are committing armed robbery. British is kidnapping. British is stealing. British is doing everything. They are even damaging our land. British is killing us. They kidnap us because of our. So all this crime they are committing here, they thought that this kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu will stop it. They will promote them and they make them to extend. But today it has come to an end because the things, the works Nnamdi Kanu had been doing alone when he was here. Today we are multiple, we are millions doing it. That is to say, through their effort to stop Nnamdi Kanu, they have raised multiple Nnamdi Kanu, and everything he said is coming to pass. Everything is coming to pass, and we stand there and we will continue to push. So Britain and Nigeria are in conspiracy of detaining Nnamdi Kanu illegally from his kidnap. So we continue. Let me go to the fourth one. Igbo politicians are bribing the judiciary and DSS to continue keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is it. They are the people that call for attendance. They sponsor the army. Some people don't even know that the whole army they sent here, the governor paid them. The governors that invited them to their state will sponsor it. Federal government will tell them how much they will pay to the army before they send them army. If the army come here, even as federal government pay them salary, the governor have amount he will be paying all this army that are killing us. So these are things we are facing. If these people can pay army to come and block our road, and we are shouting, hey, red block, why governor paid them? The governor paid them to block the road because they are all criminals. So they are always afraid of revolution. That's why they set up these things. Both before your compound, you see checking point. They recruit Fulani terrorists to be attacking us. They brought fear in our land because if you have resources, they will try, the people that are stealing it will try to set your land on siege so that you will always be on defense, so that your eyes will not go closer to your resources and they will be stealing it. And that is why they promote criminals to be in political. They promote idiots to be in political. And I love the way they always vanish. You cannot, very soon, all those you cannot hear about him. All of them, that's how they vanish because they have nobody to remember them. The people that promoted them in criminal minded, the Fulani Caliphate, they will never allow them to be remembered again. So that's how you can't hear about him again. school what you committed against your generation. So they are sponsoring what will not yield any fruit. The issue is destroy IPOB. You don't destroy it. Is it in American that you destroy? It's impossible. We are even the IPOB is easy to be destroyed to compare with the American that established it. But you cannot destroy IPOB. Is it in American that you destroy? We know that Nigeria have left prosecution of Nnamdi. They are now in persecution. But the persecution cannot stop him because he has defeated you in persecution. So this persecution time is the time of destruction of Nigeria. Thank you, Master. I will be stopping here, and our people must continue to do the needful. IPOB is in charge. You cannot jump IPOB to go and fight for Kanu. It's impossible. You will only support IPOB. You will only hear IPOB instruction because Nnamdi Kanu keep telling IPOB the type of freedom he needs, how he is settling with the enemy, how it is happening. So IPOB's message today is to pass it through us, and it will reach to those that are supporting us, sympathizers of Nnamdi Kanu. But people can deceive you and say, hey, let us go and free Kanu. It's impossible. You cannot do it. Only IPOB. And that is where I'll be stopping it now. Thank you from here. Thank you, Maz. Thank you.
Yeah, Mazi, it's a matter to thank you for coming. Thank you. Appreciate all of you. We have done the needful today as usual. Biafrans all over the world. We have done our own. You continue to do your own. And more especially, continue to tweet from IPOB official website. And this broadcast is on BTV Europe. It's in Biafra Digest. It's in Rapture Media. Is everywhere. Please share it widely, and our media will continue to treat this topic all through the week until we come your way next week again. I remain okay for news. Further Congress, we have to hand the mic back to Mazi Alozie, who we did wonderfully well. Mazi Alozie will continue to appreciate you. We'll see you again, same time, same session next week. May Chukwu continue to strengthen you. You will see Biafra, and all of us shall see Biafra soon. In the name of Chukwu. Isa. Thank you. Mazi Alozia. Okay, if Mazi, if there's anything you can see, say, while I call Mazi Alozia on another platform, Nigeria Rep, or you can take over the platform if you have anything to say again, to add before he comes in. Mazi, yes, yeah. Mazi,
yes, ma'am.
What did you say? Amazon is not hearing me yet. Please inform the people about your broadcast. Our Coastal Region broadcast coming up on every Friday. Talk to our people inform us that it comes in.
Okay, yes, our beloved people. Every Friday we come on air for the Coastal program. So this Friday we'll have another important issues to treat. So join us by 3 p.m. on Friday on this station. I appreciate all of you. The message is going fast and deeper into the fabric of the zoo, and the zoo is going on faster than anybody can imagine. So everybody, remain focused, keep marching. We're going home soon. The signs are very, very clear and glaring. I appreciate all of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Mazi, they will hand the platform back to you. Thank you. Thank you, Frank.
Okay.
My the secret to go a bago man. That was sir. That was yes, sir.
Thank all of you for the broadcast, and at this stage we will end the broadcast, and we'll be on the air again tomorrow. The Ngwa, they will be with us. So what we hear is the truth. What we say is the truth. And then when we say it, take it to the bank. It is what it is. It is what it is. We will continue to reach out to our people. That is the task given to us by our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The cost to you is paying attention and listening. That's all it costs you. Pay attention and listen. It is for your own benefit, for our own benefit, for our survival. Does it cost you? Pay attention and listen. It is for your own benefit, for our own benefit, for our survival. Does it cost you? Pay attention and listen. It is for your own benefit, for our own benefit, for our survival. Does
all of them were claiming to be in charge. But today, they have found out that they cannot continue. You can't continue to drag something you don't know. You understand me? Something you do not know the genesis, the beginning. You are not the originator. You don't know how those formations started. You continue dragging it. And I thank IPOB media personnel and IPOB commentators on social media. We continue to educate the people until people continue to push this message on their throats. They now gradually, when they ran to M branch, trying to take up M branch, it didn't work out. Today, they have moved out to form their own army. You understand? I think you can see their army, they are calling now their army. You understand me? And now they move up to create their own government. In America, in anywhere they create it, in America or Europe, they know, because as long as I know, there are 4 governments in exile in Europe, in America and in Europe. For Biafra, 4 governments in exile. 4. Every one of them are struggling. Who will outsmart and outdo other? So, all those things. Even me, I sent a message to Onyendu while in detention. I sent him a message. And I know this message I sent for him is based on this same barrister, Ejiofor. Before that time, I sent Onyendu a message. And I'm making it public. Everybody should know. This message, most of you might have asked these questions. Most of you might have, you'll be murmuring with these questions. There are 2 questions I sent to Onyendu, and I got the reply through a lawyer I addressed that message to. Not through Barrister Ejiofor, so that people should know. I asked Onyendu, I said, Onyendu, because it will help us to make decisions. These messages, the lawyers are bringing messages always. We don't have to come and say, Onyendu said. We are the IPOB leadership. We don't want to come on air and say, Onyendu said. Because we know he gave us the authority to carry out the daily duties for this movement. So coming to say, Onyendu said, we are trying, anybody saying like that, trying to lean his back on something so that he can be able to convince people. The IPOB leadership does not lean their back because we know what we are doing. We are not new in the struggle. I asked Onyendu one question. I said, Onyendu, in all sincerity, that I want to know, so that let me know what I am doing. You understand me? I asked him, I said, is this struggle a family business? Or is it a family affair? But I want to know. Because it's good I heard it from him. Even though I have sent this message and I receive a response, if the Onyendu comes out also, I will ask Onyendu this question. If I have opportunity in the public, I will ask him. I know this question I'm asking, many people have it, because this will bring a very big problem in IPO when Onyendu comes out. I told him, Onyendu, in all sincerity, can you tell me, does this trouble belong to your family? Is it a family business or a family affair? Let me know so that I can know my way. I will know what I will do. He responded that this trouble is not a family business. On no account is this trouble a family issue. I keep it one side. I asked him, I said, Onyendu, are you aware? I know those coming to you. Are you aware what is happening outside? Are you aware that one of the people you just said people on the distance, people should listen when they are doing programs, and to listen to Chemeford and that time. Are you aware his position now as a crime minister? Are you aware of these things? He said, Chinasa, no place in the world that Biafra have anything like Biafra government in exile. I take those words from him. He said it does not happen and it will not going to happen. So these things I said now is just to collaborate. The message, you understanding me, they asked them to do, I'm aware they were asked, and they told Onyendu, I'm aware, Onyendu asked them to file a case against him in that country to exonerate that he have nothing associates him with what this guy in killing of our people and all this kidnapping that are being used his name. Onyendu made such. I have heard it. Even the people he sent the message, some other people, and what the people said, some of them I get response. They told them that Onyendu cannot be in, even his siblings do use those statements, that Onyendu cannot be in detention and tell them what they have to. I will stop it here, Mazi. Thank you so much.
It is as clear as crystal. Therefore, we know that all those people that are committing all these shenanigans, they don't even want Onyendu to come out. We know that. So, Mazi, I think it is better we open the lines. As yes. We do things in an unorthodox manner. So, our lines are now open without going to any break, please. But there are rules and regulations, please. I want people that are going to ask questions to be favored. Because even as you are talking, Mazi, somebody called, they say, I want to ask a question. I say, okay, just hold on until the lines are open. So, Biafrans and lovers of freedom, you are free to ask questions directly. Because I don't know, just like Mazi Chinasa said, some people will go to different Facebook platforms and start asking absurd questions. But we want you to ask them today, please. Therefore, as I said, our lines are opened. Our direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. You call, please. We don't need thanking. Let me say it for the umpteenth time. Thanking. Please. Let us shove it aside. We're in a serious business. Go to the questions and ask if you may. And make it as short as you could. Because many people are already calling. Therefore, let me go to the first caller. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program. You are the first caller. Can you hear me? Please go on. Caller on direct line, please go on without any equivocation. Caller on direct line, please go on. Do you see what I don't want? Somebody will call and continue listening to his radio. Today I will not tolerate this. Caller on direct line, another person. Can you hear me? Please go on. Welcome to the program. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? No. Now let me go to the calls that are on standby. Caller on on signal. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Please go direct to your question if you have. Caller on signal. Caller on signal. Are you there? My goodness. Caller on signal. Can you hear me? Caller on signal. Are you there?
Hello?
Caller on signal. Please, can you hear me? I'm talking to you. Please go on.
Hello?
My goodness me. Now let me go again to direct line. Caller on direct line. No. Caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
I'm Mazi.
Go on.
Good evening.
Go direct to your question. Go on.
Actually, you
don't need permission.
Actually, onye si n'ebe si ya ma ọ na-anụkwa maka ihe mmiri onye nwoke na-ekwu n'izu ụka gara aga ya na-agba m ihe ndị ebube agụ na-eme n'Imo steeti na Mbaise precisely. So ka ha si akpamkpamkpa n'ebe a wee ndị ebusisi ndị mmadụ na ndị nke mere nke gbara onye ọbụla anya mmiri wụ na o nwere obodo ha gara n'ime Mbaise a agadi nwaanyị ka ha kpọrọ kpọfụta nwaanyị a wee kụọ ya duka kụọ ya ihe ha kụrụ ya kụcha ya wee tinye na wee kenya ya aka azụ wee buru ya pụọ. Ndị nke ọzọ ha jere ebe a na-eli mmadụ ebe a na-ekwa mmadụ onye nwụrụ anwụ wee gbọgbụ ndị niile na-esi nri n'ebe ahụ ma ọ nụkwara ihe ọ nụrụ ya. So achọrọ m ya ọ ajụjụ mgbe
Mazi Chinasa. Mazi Chinasa, are you there?
Yes, Mazi.
There, yeah, please.
Yeah, I heard his question. I knew that embargo was an Mbaise last week, but I didn't know that the